Welcome to CoinX, where you learn more. And today we're going to dive into the idea of time credits and what those are, and hopefully gain an understanding of what they are and how to use them. Time credits are something that are used by what we call time banks. And time banking is an idea that most have never heard of. And those that have heard of it really have not understood it beyond the fundamental concept of trading time with others in a community. And this understanding certainly is not wrong and can serve a person and a community very well, even if they never explore the idea more deeply. But I would like to look at this surprisingly philosophical theory of time banking from a deeper perspective. To begin with, let's address the primary definition and fundamental mechanisms of a time bank. Time banking is a system where people exchange time and services with each other, and the value is measured in the amount of time spent rather than the arbitrary monetary value of the said time or service. In a time banking system, individuals offer their skills, talents, time, and services to others in their community, and sometimes they receive time credits in recognition of the hours that they spent helping others. These time credits can then be passed on to other members of the community if they so choose. The concept of time banking is based on the principle that everyone's time is valued equally, regardless of the type of service provided, and time banking fosters community building, reciprocity, and the exchange of skills and resources among individuals in a way that is equitable and without class or educational discrimination. It's often used to strengthen communities, promote social inclusion, and address local needs, among other things. One of the core components of time banking and the time banking system is this idea of time credits. And this is what we're going to look at closely. People ask, are time credits money? People that are not familiar with time banking tend to see time credits as an account of or a store of value, but we will see that is actually something very different. Frequently, time credits are mistakenly thought of as a form of money or currency. I spend an hour doing something for you and I earn a time credit that I can later spend getting something from someone else. When thought of like this, we can see why people have a mistaken idea of what time credits are. So let's look a little bit at money and what that is, and then look at what time credits really are, and we'll see that there are two very different ideas. Money is a medium of exchange that is widely accepted in transactions for goods, services. It serves as a unit of account, a store of value, and a standard of deferred payment. In essence, money facilitates economic transactions by simplifying the process of buying and selling and eliminates the need for direct bartering. Money can take various forms, including coins, banknotes, electronic balances, and digital currencies or cryptocurrency to a certain extent. Its essential functions include acting as a medium of exchange, a unit of account, or a measure of value, and a store of value. All of these ideas are based, though, on a market economy way of thinking. So what is that? What is a market economy? A market economy is an economic system in which the production, distribution, and allocation of goods, resources, and services are primarily determined by the interactions of individuals and businesses within a market. In a market economy, decisions regarding what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce are largely guided by supply and demand forces in the marketplace rather than by government interventions or central planning or the idea of the core economy, which we will look at here in a moment. The key characteristics of a market economy are private ownership of resources, market competition, price mechanism, profit motive, and minimal government intervention. We can see that essentially a market economy is profit-driven, and money is the measure and store of value. Therefore, money only has power and value in a market economy-centric model. But time banking, on the other hand, is not at all a market economy-driven model. It is, rather. purely core economy driven. So what does that mean? What is the core economy? The core economy refers to the fundamental economic activities that are essential for the functioning of a society, but are often unpaid or under-recognized. This includes, but is not limited to, activities that are often not widely monetized, such as caregiving, household work, volunteerism, and community engagement. These activities are crucial for social stability, functioning, and overall well-being, but may not be directly monetized. Time banking focuses on the ideas of the core economy, which are community building, mutual aid, neighborliness, and goodwill. In time banking, we don't even attempt to monetize these ideas or activities. We do, however, keep track of the volunteer time that is spent within a community. But why? If I help my neighbor or they help me, why keep track of this? This is a very important question to answer if we want to truly understand time banking. So let's see if we can answer it. Imagine a community or a society that was based not on how much you could get from others, but rather how much you could give to others. Not on the accumulation of monetary capital, but rather the accumulation of social capital. What would be a more ideal way to live? Time banking transforms the conventional idea of value by recognizing that every individual's time is a valuable resource that can be leveraged for both personal and social benefit. As community members exchange time helping one another, a reciprocal network of empowerment blossoms, a network woven with the threads of shared struggle and purpose. The power of time banking lies not only in the tangible time exchanged, but also in the intangible bonds forged. It fosters a spirit of interconnectedness, reminding us that our strengths and abilities are not measured solely by our bank accounts. When someone in a community volunteers time to help another member of the community, the person receiving the volunteered time can easily recognize that donation by issuing time credits to the other person. This is not compensation for services provided, but rather a timekeeping ledger entry to help track the volunteer activities of members of a community. All time banking platforms or systems utilize some form of time tracking to maintain equitability within the community. Some platforms call it time credits or time dollars or time coins or coins. But whatever the platform chooses to call it, it's all the same idea. These time credits circulate within a community as a means of tracking the time volunteered and promote equitability of participation. What's important to understand here is that time credits are not a way of compensating someone for their time. It is rather a means of promoting community participation and maintaining equitability within a community. The time credit is simply a tool that time banking communities use for building and maintaining community cohesion and ensuring that a community remains active in helping one another. It's less of a currency and more of a timekeeping system that recognizes the volunteer activities within a community. And when members of a community recognize the efforts of their fellow community members, it promotes healthy, happy, and thriving communities. To put it simply, time credits are not an account of or a store of value, but rather a lubricant that keeps a community moving and a glue that holds it together. So if you've been thinking of time credits as a form of money or currency, I hope that this has broken you of that bad habit and turned you on to one of the deeper ideas of time banking. Just help others, not for compensation, but because it's the right thing to do. Helping others is its own reward. And so I hope that you learned something new today, and join us next time.